For the next 7 days, I'll be uploading a video about the top 7 video games I've played this year. And this year was pretty much a golden gaming year, especially for variety gamers. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Street Fighter 6 might be my favorite fighting game on release. It has such a buttery smooth netcode that every match I play online feels amazing. The inclusion of modern control also helped me overcome input issues, because I've always struggled with classic. I still suck ass, don't get me wrong, but at least the moves that I want to do are actually coming out. And there's so many characters in this game that are well crafted that I actually decided to plat every single fighter, because all of them just feel so good to play. However, what sucks is I don't really have a main. I kind of like everybody, but I don't really have anybody that I love. So I'm just hoping the DLC will... There's also a lot of different game modes and single player modes, right? There's the typical arcade and survival mode, but there's also World Tour. Now World Tour, I don't want to go too much into it. It's really good for just extra content. They really didn't need to include it in the game. But it is very janky. There is some good parts to it, but for the most part, if you compare it to other single player AAA games, the quality isn't as great, but for an extra mode, I ain't complaining. There's also the Battle Hub, which is a lobby system that's better than everything that Arc System has ever created with their lobby shenanigans. And in these battle hubs, you get to fight people with normal fighters or with these avatars that you have created that has the custom movesets of different champions, a mix and match, and we call these freak fighters. And they look like freaks and they play like freaks. And these battles are very entertaining. There's also extreme battles where you get to fight each other with items, and there's also team battles. However, these special game modes are kind of dying out, and partially is because they're meant to be kind of just extra modes to begin with, but there's no matchmaking for them. I feel like if there was matchmaking, there would be a bigger player retention for these modes. So I'm hoping they add that in the future. I want to talk about the current state of Street Fighter 6, and this is going to come off as me being a bit spoiled and impatient, but I feel like it was a mistake for them to make a balance patch only occur after 1 year, because they're not really releasing new content in a fast manner, and because of that, the game's starting to feel stale. Balance changes help things keep things fresh, because even if you introduce no new content, if you buff a certain character or you change up the meta, maybe people will want to play a different character, maybe things will start to feel a bit different. But as of right now, with the lackluster content and with the only new content being the costumes at the moment, and we all know the freaking drama, I don't think I have to talk about that, scummy fighter coin purchase options and just being too expensive overall. I feel like if you're not a pro player or if you're just not addicted to the climb, the game's starting to just feel stale for the casual player base. But I'm hopeful. Street Fighter 6 is definitely gonna get support for a long time, so hopefully they keep it going, because this is a solid foundation to a start of a fighting game. So with that, I give Street Fighter 6 an A+.